Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Desynced Vanilla Edition. When we last left off, we attempted to scavenge the surface world, failed at that task. And then I finally got some time. So I did go ahead and clear the entire thing out. The entire thing is now drained. Every last square. It is gone. All of it. All that remains is this wall of sand holding it all back. I'd say pretty successful. Now, for the real purpose of what this was to do. Cobblestone collecting. Now, we're not going to scavenge a whole ton. We're just probably going to do this for about 5 minutes, give or take. Really just kind of get what we need and leave right now. We're going to go 2 down. That way, what's harvested, that way it'll at least, every time we come here, it'll at least look like we're making some progress. And we're just going to use this back corner as an easy example of the minor progress we can make. Because now that I really want a cobblestone, now that, considering I've used every ounce of cobblestone in existence in my world, I need a new source. And unfortunately, I'm not about to make a cobble generator. Honest to God, I'm not going to do that. No. We're going to just then take this thing that we were originally going to dig all the way down to bedrock and then kind of gave up on doing that. And we're going to use it. Now, there is a ton of gravel in here, and I'm going to leave the gravel alone. I'm not going to dig it up. I'm not going to do anything with it. Just for the simple aspect that I don't want to clog the inventory space with things that I really don't want to carry around nor fix at the moment. So any gravel I'm just going to let fall. I'm not going to dig it. We'll get it later. Now, while digging all this sand stuff, I was going through some nostalgia stuff. Kind of just reminiscing about past events to an extent. No, I broke that. Allow me stone. And really just kind of thinking back on how much has changed since I started playing Minecraft, and kind of lamenting on all the servers that I've played on. I know, I think in Secret Saturday, I briefly touched upon an old server I played on till about, I want to, for at least a few months, and collected my first internet friend. Long ago, mc.elme.dk. Still remember that server. Partly because I had to remember the server. Otherwise, you couldn't get back on it. You had to know the IP of these places. Otherwise, there was no server list. You just had an IP address, so it would remember the one you had. But it is what it is. Kinda went from there to, after I collected my first friend, go ahead, he introduced me to 2 others. Sign Matt and Cool 2412. Chill people. People I still talk to, actually. Didn't really like them too much at first until Buddy Gumhead went on vacation and being alone. It's like, well, I guess I'll talk to these guys. They're the only ones who seem to talk to me anyway. Other ones anyway. And for the most part, actually bonded finally, properly. Because we were all we had. Then I attempted to play on a multiplayer server with them, but they really didn't stick around on that one. I kind of stuck around for about maybe how long was that? It was just when trapdoors were added, which means that had to be beta 1.5 to 1.6. And we had a town called Linenburg. Nice place. Ooh, there's a cave. Seems to be. And went from there. Then all of us migrated to Bashcraft, based upon the Bashiverse kind of Legend of Hobo server, which is really cool. All of those videos are been unlisted, and the actual author has physically ceased to be. He is no longer of this mortal plane. According to them, COVID got him. Actually, not even as a joke, haha. No, he legit died of COVID complications, which unfortunate, very sad. That's when I got another pal, Jose Z441, and that really was like the main sort of friend group from 2010 to 2015, really. Trying to think. And in that time, obviously I've mentioned my Minecraft enjoyment. Really enjoy those guys. But for at least from 2011 to probably 2012, we were, let's say, not the greatest Minecraft players. We were the griefers. Little 10-year-old just wanted to wreak havoc on make other people's ruin their day. Our big heroes were Team Abolition. Truly not the greatest kind of people to worship when you're 10, but it is what it is. And I think we ran the Epsilon client. It was some web browser client that we could actually operate with. Another time, games like that was the first, that was the only time we actually had a dedicated hacked client. So we kind of wreaked some havoc across many servers. Should we have? Absolutely not. But did we? Yeah. Yeah, we did. think about around I think by like regular release like 1.4 we kind of stopped doing that and actually tried to play on servers properly. Unfortunately, we were a paranoid bunch, considering now that we had ample experience in the griefing side of the department, that influenced our regular playstyle. Not inherently bad, but that just meant we, like, if we ever were on like a faction server, or just really any server in general, our key stipulation was we generally just migrated 5 to 10,000 blocks away from any sign of civilization, and then built a base. And that was at the time when, like, actual plugins could actually keep up with anti-grief platforms and whatnot. Locket, LWC, the works. So it's not like we wouldn't have been decimated and all of our life work torn apart. But just our experience in griefing meant we kind of understood that the best course of action, if you don't want to be found, is to be far away for start and then underground. As the, like, cold, hard lesson of Minecraftia. And sure, we all played modded servers as well. Really fun times there. Because modded is just a whole different ball game that has an entirely different rule set that you need to operate under. Because it's not enough when you have jetpacks, flying, warps, teleporting cakes. Not enough. No. You actually need to try and be far away. And I think it's around, like, by 2015, that was like middle school, something like that. So that's like the point when, not middle school, high school. That's kind of when we all started kind of loosely drifting apart, loosely. Like, at least it's like the main friend group. I had brought in a few people, Sign Matt and Cool, which later became Sir Pones. Didn't really bring anyone new, per se. Or at least didn't seem to want to bring me to anybody, maybe. Not what I meant to do. Where is... Oh, it's just really is just gonna be dark down here, isn't it? Alright, well, whatever. That torch can stay put. Hurts nobody. So, but it's like the coup de grace. We, like, in 2015, 2016? When did I make that? I think it's 2016, I want to say, or 2017. Somewhere around there is when we made probably our best private Minecraft world. Our own private server with all of our friends, and we actually did stuff on it and built things. We still did survival and whatnot. And I am a proponent of I am not a keep inventory connoisseur. Your death should punish you in some way. Just stick this lights up here. It's a little dark. But I also know that that mentality is essentially for this version of Minecraft. It matters not. Because the comparison to dying here versus a modern Minecraft, I don't have enchantments to worry about. Tools are disposable. Though I still have a tendency to keep diamonds as a more of a mining tool, unless I have a lot of them. And just default to stone. I'm only using iron because the resources are here. And I'm not going to really make too much armor. So I'm not inherently getting rid of anything. And we built a big nations, a pseudo roleplay nations world. And it lasted for about 2 months. But I swear that was like the greatest time for me for like just Minecraft playing in general, because it was just like, it was different. It was fun. We had so many people that kind of came in and sort of did something I kind of tried to play admin to an extent to just prevent some ugliness, but beyond that, I just kind of let it roll. I thought it was a good time. I played the metaphorical nation of Rome, where I also lived in a jungle. And in my vague attempts to sort of keep up with the underwater nation of Atlantis nearby, got into a nice arms race, essentially, of eternal grind. That didn't bother me too much. It was a fun little bout, and ultimately came down into the war between Rome and Atlantis, which is really just me and Pones. And ultimately, he won. But it was a great time. That was like a 20 to 30 minute engagement where neither of us were dying. Both of our armor sets were beat to hell. We had perfect armor sets that were building for combat, and both of our sets were basically busted by the time we were done beating the hell out of each other. I ultimately yielded to protect the remains of my armor, because you could fix it. You could fix the armor set. So I eventually relented, and he was the better player anyway. He outmaneuvered me, literally. He had a few enchants on his boots that I did not have. And they were water-based, Depth Strider and Frostwalkers. So he could truly just outmaneuver me on any sort of engagement once I was in the water, and most of the engagement was fought either on the coastline or in the water. Even our bows could not stop the ultimate march of just warfare. And that was okay. Maybe someday I'll be invited or join some other big server to kind of join in on their fun. And it'll be okay. My only real thing is, like, I like raw. I want to have raw vanilla. I don't want to have to go get clients or really anything that makes that a pain to do, because I don't. When I want to go play vanilla, I don't really enjoy the concept of vanilla plus as an ultimate thing. I am not going to take that to the nether. I am going to take another. I'm gonna make iron picks. So, when the like, I understand the voice chats and all the little goofy things you can do with that, and how the entire escapades with Lunar Client and all that, and I'm just not that interested in essentially installing a mini mod pack to play on a vanilla server. I understand their appeal, though, don't get me wrong. Like, I see inherent value in the replay mod. I see inherent value. But I don't really want to install such things. This is not my direction. I don't know. That's kind of the nostalgia tales I can kind of come up with. I could probably go into more detail. I'd have to actually dig through my screenshots and just try and recollect my long faded memories. The beta 1.4 memory is going to happen. That will be my ultimate goal. Leave me alone. You two, I don't care. That will be the ultimate crescendo for at least the beta 1.4s. No matter what I do, one of those tasks will be recreate a true memory of the first time I played this game so long ago. Oh, hello! Bye! Yeesh. Maybe I'll even make my own skin. Or not make my own skin, but reuse chunks. Or not chunks, but just visual representations. Because my skin, originally so long ago, was Herobrine. I literally operated the Herobrine skin between 2011, 2012 to 2015 when I actually made my own skin. Alright, this looks like a... I'm gonna temporarily do this. Just kind of protect this. We can dump a lot of this now. There we go. Make a crafting table because every place needs a crafting table. Never enough crafting tables. Yeah, if you want some more nostalgia stories, I definitely have some. I just have to go digging. But in any case, I hope you all enjoyed watching this episode of Minecraft Desynced Vanilla Edition. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye!